I did not want to be a pastor. In fact, when I was in high school, I had teammates who would say, "Man, you act more like a pastor, or someone like a deacon." And I would tell them quickly, that will never be me. And so I spent quite a few years trying to avoid the church, and it wasn't until my sophomore year in college that God really got a hold of my heart.
So I got saved in college. And then I felt a call to pastoral ministry soon after that. And then towards the end of college, I felt at the time I sensed this pull towards church planting. And that call led me to Florida. I wanted to get some theological training.
Early on in my ministry walk, spiritual formation really became a desire. And then, helping others in their own spiritual formation as well. And that's what kind of led to exploring what it means to be a church planter, and more so taking God's word into places and spaces that are in desperate need of the gospel.
So when I moved here in 2016, I kept asking God, okay, if this is true, if you've called me to church plant, let me know. Give me some details, where are we doing this? Give me a timeline. And God, in his loving grace, said, just wait on me. And if you know me at all, that's the worst thing you could say. However, with Stadia in particular, because we got to do Stadia, they really focus not just on competency, but they also focus on character. And I think that is so healthy.
It's through the grace of God. The entire process took probably about a year and a half to really navigate and to walk away with the answer, yes, this is exactly what you're to be doing.
And so during that time, I think God really cultivated my character, my calling, my competency to develop me into the church planter he did want me to become.
As we were exploring where, Tallahassee just seems to make the most sense. And then realizing what a spiritual desert Tallahassee had become was even more pertinent to this call.
And so we said, Lord, okay, if you're calling us to church plant and you're calling us to go somewhere, give us a heart for the place that you want us to go. Make it so abundantly clear where you want us to go. One night, my wife and I were just having our weekly date night. We were just kind of looking at each other do you ever feel like the spiritual heaviness of downtown Orlando? And she was like, yeah. And we kind of said it jokingly, because I have been dying to move to a place with 4 seasons, not with 4 different rain patterns. But the whole time it was like, God's like, no, here's where I've actually brought you here, and I've rooted you here so that you would stay here.
Just where we're located, the 32304 zip code, which is the poorest zip code in the state of Florida. But we know that the gospel is at work in those spaces. And to see these families having a light turn on, in both spiritually and physically, just a beautiful testament to where our church is and what we're desiring to be.
I've always said serving produces more serving. And then when we invited our church to actually serve, people after the first time they said, can we do more? And I was like, okay, first of all, let's start with one time and let's see if we can let's see how consistent you are. But every time they're like, man, can we do this again? Can we do this again? And I've been committed and I am committed to that. To people saying, man, we're glad King's Cross exists in this city.
All of life is all for Jesus. So we know that there's not one square inch in all of God's creation that he doesn't say that's mine. And to see people it's like light bulbs are starting to come on when it comes to every part of their lives is for the honoring and the glorifying of God. That has been great.
God is very generous, and the main way that he expresses generosity is the generosity of his people. And we've experienced that so much from individuals, from churches, from networks. I can't help but be grateful.
That we would become a community that is known for the model of Jesus, like the entire community, by the way that we love one another, to be able to show, to express that we are his disciples. The opportunities to continue to serve and to be one of those churches that the folks say to themselves in 5, 10 years, we didn't know we even needed this church. And now we can't live without it.
We're a people of joy, and that's like a very surprising thing in a cynical world. I think it's a surprising thing anywhere, but even in the city of Orlando, where, yes, we have the most magical place on earth, and we have all these, great weather and all these other things, but joy is hard to come by. And in some ways, there are some things you can measure, and I don't know if you can measure joy. It's one of those things where when you know it, you know it. And so I would say, if anyone coming to our church, if you come to our space and come meet our people, you'll know it.